focus on this hoe, nigga. Yo, chat. This is some funny it, dog. Looks like No Jumper has finally hit the brinks of going to hell. Thank God. Adam22, the federal ass Freemason agent ass nigga, bro. It's time for this nigga to finally reach the damn downfall. Let's see what this nigga Almighty Suspect crashing out about, nigga, on bro. Double reaction,
I don't want him to lose his job over it, Josh. Josh, I don't want him to lose his job over it. Can we set it up?
We could do
Can we set it up?
We leave.
I'm already set up, out of respect for you guys, I'm not going to do anything crazy at y'all stuff. But I'm just saying, if it's really that serious, can y'all, Josh, look at me, Josh. Look at me, man.
Sorry, I was looking at the
can we can set it up. We could do charity. Adam could be the referee, could be comical.
I'm not
whatever.
one of those.
Listen,
we could do it in the back.
Hey, Josh,
I'm not
Josh, is there a way where we can manage this situation where we could do this where it doesn't have a negative impact on anybody's career or anything like that?
This nigga claimed that I called him a
It doesn't matter, bro. You talking like you ready to fight and Mark niggas out. Josh, can we set it up, Josh?
We could do it.
Can we set it up?
To answer your question, I think that suspect addressed that. I don't need to be involved in any of this.
At all.
You guys, as long as
we could do it
as
right
long
now.
as things are not happening here in the building, around the building.
You guys but what did you just say? As long as it's not happening here, in the building, or around the building.
So we could go across the street, nigga.
Now, let me get y'all caught up to speed. Essentially, they had a conversation that had happened because there's clips in the beginning, but I'm not really going to put them up right now because I don't really feel like it. But basically what happened is suspect said the N-word and Buddy thought he said the hard R, which is a little wild. I mean, personally, I wouldn't have cared if he said the hard R or not. But either way it goes, that's what it is. Suspect basically was like, I ain't say that. And then dude basically was like, nah, he did. And then so they asked Josh, did he say that? Josh is like, nah. And it should have been dead there. But apparently, Buddy had already told Suspect, hey, bro, you got, you know, you a mixed breed anyways and all this stuff. Suspect's mom is black. Suspect's dad is black. So when he said that, the presumptions were already wrong. And if you get me wrong twice, I might have to flash off. So then a little bit of time goes on, they run through some topics, and then it get hot again. This is the second part of what you just seen.
But what did you just say? As long as it's not happening here, in the building, or around the building.
So we could go across the street, nigga.
Bro, where we
gonna meet me around the corner?
We go across the street, nigga.
You don't really want to do that. So you
if it happened, I don't want it to. I don't want it to be no lie said. I want it to be very public so you guys can see what really gonna happen. Because there's no one on earth who think you could beat me up in a fight.
But we're not gonna get to exchanging violent words.
We don't need to do that. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying if it's really that serious.
No jumper, no money.
As a man, if it's that serious to where we got to keep bringing it up. Bro, I'm a black belt in jiu-jitsu, bro. I fight every day. In MMA, I do Muay Thai too. I fight every day. I'm going to go fight after this is done when I go to my gym. That's nothing for me to bust down a little light-skinned nigga. Can we set it up?
If you think I'm going to let you put your hands on me, you got to
Well, you don't got to set it up.
You got another
listen.
So let's go
now
outside.
If you think I'm gonna let you put your hands on me,
come on.
See how it changed that quick, Josh?
Let's do it, MistLordRx.
If you think I'm gonna let you put your hands on me,
I'm gonna show you what we do to niggas who train. Come on,
just keep bringing it up. Right.
I want to show you what do to niggas that train, nigga. I want to show you what niggas do to niggas that train.
Hold up. I know it's incendiary, but look, wait. It went from I want to fight you to
what do you mean? We can go outside.
Calm down, bro. Calm down.
Josh,
it went from Josh. It went from I want to catch your fate to if you think I'm gonna let you put your hands on me. Did it not?
That's the same thing. Let's just do it.
Did you hear that, Josh?
That's the same thing.
Okay, what is that insinuating? We know what it's insinuating. Like I said, bro, it's just talking. Let's go to the next topic. Let's go to the next topic. Let's stop pretending like niggas is trying to fight for real. Let's go to the next topic. We can. We will.
Stop arguing with niggas, bro.
I'm not even about to argue. It's just, come on, bro. It's over. You trying to bring it up. I don't think none of you niggas are hard. Let's be real.
I got up and said, follow me.
None of you niggas are hard, bro. That's it.
You didn't move a muscle.
Bro, listen. I don't wait to go outside.
He didn't even bring it up.
Where I'm from, niggas don't wait to go outside.
Who even is this nigga, bro?
Oh, sorry. Where I'm from, niggas don't wait to go outside, Josh. If niggas really want to get cracking, they just get cracking.
This nigga is huge as hell,
That's
bro.
where I'm from. That's what happened.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Hey, sis, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Little big buddy, man. He said he with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. I don't know if you believe it, but we got a little bit of footage. Check this out.
Nice. Good job, Bendo. Perfect.
Bro, if he would have slammed that nigga, he would have died, bro. Why is he built like a fucking titan, bro? The fuck?
Just open the guard, Ben.
What is he doing, nigga? You gonna try to bring Mysterio a big ass nigga like, bro? Nigga, he already won, bro. He won, bro. He won, bro. He won. He fucking won, bro.
Mendon, let's open the guard. Let's go.
Now let's really get into the truth and then the opinion. The truth of the matter is, if Suspect would have fired on him, No Jumper's channel would have got a strike. Can't fight anyways on there. That's a strike. Then secondly, Suspect already cost No Jumper money when No Jumper paying Kelpie for getting punched on, and Suspect got suspended.
Scrap on YouTube, bro.
So
Come
Suspect
on,
ain't about to get rid of this legal bag that he has. Bro. That's why he said we can leave out of here. Suspect forget it, but he ain't from no streets or nothing like that. So had it been like a member or something like that, all right, we can get out in a little alleyway real quick and then come back, and then that's that. That's how it normally goes. But unfortunately for Suspect, dude ain't from nowhere that I know. I've never heard of him. I never seen him before or anything like that. So that's the vibe that he gave off. Now,
I ain't never seen that.
What was supposed to happen? And all candor, Suspect got to get better at that. But I think he couldn't because there were too many spotlights on him. There's always this crazy illustration that's painted of Suspect that he only goes off on girls. Y'all did the same thing to Sharp. But it's like, bruh, the battle of the sexes is something that we always root for. It's one of the things that blew Kevin Samuels up, Fresh and Fit, and anybody else of the Manosphere. So the battle of the sexes part, that's what it is, and it forces people to have an opinion. Normally, if you're not forced to have an opinion, you don't really care what's going on. So I think Sus had to turn it on a little bit, just so buddy know, like, hey, bruh, hold on, man. You just said this, you just said that. And so Suspect like, look, I'll turn it off with anybody. My only thing is this, my only pushback on Suspect is this. Bruh, you're not going to keep that same energy with everybody. You know why? Because the moment that somebody is your homie and they know how to go back and forth with you, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you punked him. You punked him. Oh, you got punked, Suspect. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And there has to be a level of professionalism that comes with it. Where I know, hey, man, Suspect should have just went like this and then like that. Yeah, it's a little difficult in the moment, but he's still growing. And why do I say this? Why am I showing Suspect some grace? Because he still got to see me in PS2. I'm still finna whoop him in all them games he was talking about. I'm just kidding, but I'm serious too. When I get back, bro, you need to get on them sticks. We finna get it in. But all jokes aside, it's good for the moment, but it's not great for the development. There has to be a level of, bruh, you wrong. Whoop a person with the facts. Josh, did you hear me say the hard R? No. I forget who else was in there. Did you hear me say the hard R? No. That's 3-1. Majority rules. You're wrong. Flat out. Let's move along. Nigga, then all that light skin stuff. Bro, here's a picture of my mom. Here's a picture of my dad. You double wrong. You sure you know what you're doing up here? Because if this is what you're going to have, bro, you're going to have a very long day. You can whoop people with the facts just like you can whoop them physically. Either or works. But in that instance, it's best to have somebody when we was younger, we used to say moted. You know, ooh, you got moted. You know what I'm saying? It's best to have that type of stuff opposed to trying to do fisticuffs all the time because it look all right for cameras, but in the long run, bro, anybody that want to rock and everything like that, bro, you have to keep that energy for everybody, including your own homies, which makes it weird. Do I think Suspect is a punk or a chump or anything like that? Nah, I would have been called it out. I've never known from as long as I've been knowing Buddy's name and knowing who he is and stuff like that, I never heard of him being a punk or a chump or nothing like that. It's actually a video of him not backing down from getting from catching a 2-on-1. So those who don't know Suspect, he ain't no buster, he ain't no punk. But in this instance, bruh, you are in a business where you are supposed to speak, where you're supposed to talk. And if you can't whoop cats with logic, with the same vigor and ambition and energy that you have with the facts, you're going to have to eventually learn that or you're going to be a one-trick pony. See,
bro, what are you running
you can
for,
do
nigga?
that and be more effective with the
fuck
facts.
you running for,
Am I
bitch
saying
ass
that
nigga?
he's wrong for that? Not necessarily,
fucking
because
bitch.
in the black community, bruh,
Running ass bitch.
it's something about somebody being mulatto or lighter pigment where it's like they get treated like punks and chumps.
Yeah, run on God. Sometimes I run on the
Whatever
foot,
reason that is, I don't know, but that colorism crap that makes somebody automatically weak, that stuff look crazy. And I ain't gonna hold you. If I was there, we probably just told him, hey, cut the cameras off real quick, and we would have just jumped on me and let suspect just chill back. I'm joking, but on the real, bruh, it just has to be a better way. Suspect know his mom is black. He know his dad is black. He should have just boom popped it up, and then shut him up. But because that's how suspect is, it's like that's how you do it in the streets. Listen, that's how you do it in the streets, but in podcasting, bruh, it's a little bit different. But if that's gonna be his niche, that's gonna be his niche. Now, if y'all see me and suspect doing that, y'all probably be like, so who won? It ain't gonna be no, man, they finna go fight or nothing like that. But unfortunately, he has to find the right people to do that with, that can yell back with him, where he ain't challenging them to a fight because it's bad podcasting, man. Also, yesterday, Lush and Adam had some choice words for Bricc, and I'm gonna be honest about it. Check this out real quick. I'm gonna give y'all a little ensemble real quick of everything that just happened, and then I'll catch y'all at the tail end of this one.
Man, I ain't fighting life. You know what I mean? It's gonna be over one day. You know what I mean?
I ain't fighting late. This shit gonna be over one day. I ain't fighting late. This shit gonna be over one day.
Everybody laid up with their feet up out there vacationing, playing like
That nigga adam22 was gay as hell in that first picture.
This call is from a federal prison.
Hey, sometimes it be a mental test to see where hard at in his chest, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, they use you, abuse you. As soon as you get out the way, they act like they ain't worried about losing you. You know what I mean?
Okay, so if you didn't catch it, this is a thinly veiled shot at the 22 stir. I was on vacation. I did have my feet kicked up, but let's talk about Bricc Baby, and in particular, the financial side of my relationship with the Bricc, not the trick. When Bricc Baby came on the platform 2 years ago, pretty quickly, the feds ran up in his crib and raided him. He needed money to get out. Now, it's been discussed at length that I fronted him an amount of money, $5,000, so that he could get out the same day that he was picked up. I know Whack 100 and a few other people have been spreading information saying that this was cap. I don't know, honestly. The other day in the Reddit, somebody posted information saying that he really did have a bail and that was where the $5,000 went. I never really heard about it. I heard rumors in the streets that maybe this money was not required for him to be bailed out, that he didn't have a bail, but I did see these screenshots in the Reddit that make it seem as if he did have a bail. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I gave him the money, had to get him back out on the street. He had potential. I knew that I could take him from being a marginal figure in the LA podcasting space to being one of, if not the most talked about person in the podcasting space, which is exactly what has happened over the course of the past couple of years. Never asked him for the money back. Never asked for it. You feel me? Now, to his credit, for like 2 years after that, he did not ask me for any additional funds. So from my perspective, you know, I was just like, okay, whatever. This is part of doing business. I gave him the $5K. I'm not going to bring it up again. And over the course of those 2 years, my prediction did come true. Bricc Baby basically soared to new heights, became one of the most talked about people in the community. And as far as our relationship, I would like to think that we actually became something like friends. We got closer and closer, spent time hanging out various times, went out to a lot of different parties and stuff, basically formed a relationship that honestly was a little bit more developed than the type of relationship that I've formed with most of the hosts that No Jumper has had over the years. Fast forward to a couple months ago, Bricc Baby reaches out to me again, asks if he can borrow a couple $1,000s for, I don't know, he's like moving into a new spot or some shit like that. I said, okay. Didn't even bring up the fact that I had let him borrow this $5,000. I figured after 2 years, you know, shit, whatever. So I let him borrow this additional $2,000, $3,000. I forget what it was. And then very soon after that, like I'm talking like a week later, he gets picked up by the feds, right? Ever since then, there's been murmurings, people wondering, what is adam22 going to do to help out Bricc in this situation? Now, from my perspective, I'm $7,000, $8,000 in the hole in terms of money that I have let you borrow, which I'm not really the kind of person who lets people borrow money all the time. Like, of everybody who's ever worked for me, I honestly don't think I can think of a situation in which any of them have borrowed money from me. Like, that's just not really the kind of relationship that I like to have with people who work for me. You know, if it is an emergency, okay, we could do something. But for the most part, this is just not really how I get down. You know, it's like I don't like to have that kind of thing going on. I pay you for your service, and you do the job, and we're good. But as far as taking out loans consistently, constantly, I'm not in a relationship so far. But I say all that to just set the stage. Then he gets locked up, and people are pretty much automatically, you know, suggesting in the comments, people talking about it on podcasts, is Adam going to pay for his lawyer? Is Adam putting money on his books? Whatever. And I'm going to be real with you. For like the first month that he was locked up, he didn't ask me for shit. He didn't say anything about it, which I kind of appreciated, because I feel like if I just gave you $2,000 like immediately before you got locked up, it is kind of weird for you to get locked up and then be like, hey, like, can I have even more money, especially given this prior debt? Because my thing is, like, if you want to get an official verdict on how I'm willing to help you out financially in addition to what I've done for you previously, I feel like you should be upfront about that. I've talked to Bricc on the phone a whole bunch of times since he's been locked up, including like the day before this video came out, and it was none of this energy at all. And in addition to that, we've got people like Sharp, who don't got a pot to piss in, who ain't done nothing for Bricc, who can't do anything for anybody because he's dead broke. He's coming out, making YouTube videos, doing streams where he's passing judgment on what I've done for Bricc. Keep in mind, I've had Bricc on salary for 2 years straight. Even when he was missing shows, even when he was out of town doing whatever, never fronted on him in terms of the money. Now we've got Sharp, who, you know, Sharp has never done anything besides women and be ugly, and he's out here trying to...
So y'all heard all that, right? All right, cool. Then Adam, for a second time, addresses it with actual people in the room, and I'm thinking the reason for this is for the pushback or to still continuously ride the wave of what he just did. So check this out.
I feel like I'm in kind of a weird spot because of the fact that, you know, he got locked up. There was already a sizable debt. I had let him borrow a pretty significant amount of money from my perspective. And it's like, you know, I know that he looks at me as somebody who's got his life together and have done fairly well for myself over the years. But the truth is that No Jumper in kind of a tricky spot. Obviously, we did the whole going broke narrative, had that whole conversation a couple of weeks ago and everything. But, you know, it's a weird spot to be in because I wish that I could fully support him and that I could kind of make these problems go away. I wish I could just cop the boy a lawyer. That would be amazing. But realistically, there's only so much that I could do. And it's like we went weeks where he didn't ask me for anything. So this is kind of like all just sort of like come about over the course of like the last week. I felt like he wasn't asking me because I had just let him borrow more money like right before he got locked up. So I know he probably like didn't really want to ask me for it, but it's like from my perspective, there's got to be a limit on how much I'm really expected to do for somebody who does podcasts on the channel, in particular because of the fact, I don't think I mentioned this in the video, but it's like Brick's case doesn't have anything to do with me. You know, it's like, it's not, he didn't catch the case because of anything he did on camera. Even the stuff that did happen on camera that makes his case a little bit worse, like the fact that they pointed out that he had a gun in his waistline on his last time on the podcast right before they arrested him. Like, I didn't know that. I never had a conversation with him about if he was bringing a strap to work or anything like that. But it's not like he got locked up defending me or defending the business or something. Maybe that situation would be a little bit different. You know, this was purely stuff that realistically, like almost everything that he's in trouble for is stuff that happened even before he started working at No Jumper.
Do you think that if he didn't have the $8,000 or so debt to you previous to this incarceration?
You put the dollar amount out there? I put it in the video. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He said that he had.
I think me and Stoney is getting up to speed.
Okay, so in the original, when Bricc got locked up, I guess it was around the time he was first coming over here.
Yeah, it was within like the first month or two that he was doing podcasts on the channel that he basically got the feds running up in his crib. Yeah.
Yeah, so he got busted then, and Adam shot him 5 bands, and then I guess recently you shot him another few bands. So if you didn't already have that balance, would you think it would be a different situation?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I would probably be like more.
Cool, get mad. So he works at the game behind the fucking chrome ass jacket on me with 90 fucking five.
It's like I'm just not the kind of person who's just gonna act like $5 grand is not a lot. $5 grand to me is still shit, regardless of whatever I got going on.
Fucking 2K, nigga.
I'm gonna tell y'all where Adam is wrong on this. Adam should have never addressed it. He should have addressed it like this. Man, listen, ain't nobody missing no calls. I'll talk to Bricc when the time is right because everything he said is false, and then just keep it going like that. To delve into it and put out Brick's business, Adam, bosses do like this. When you are allowing somebody to borrow money, you take it out their paycheck. It's not that difficult. If Bricc if you would have said, all right, Bricc, listen, you're doing this, man. I need my money back. So if I give you this, if I front you this is an advance that I need to go ahead and get back on my money. It's going to cut into your salary. Wouldn't have been no problem. See, it's these things where I think Adam, like, it is about like, yeah, I got one over his head right now. So, you know, he might have to do a couple of things, a little couple of extra things and stuff like that due to loyalty because I helped him out. Or He probably was like what everybody else is saying. Man, Adam needed somebody that was in the streets that could do views, that could bring it, and all this stuff and everything like that. Because over those 2 years, Bricc did give y'all some million hit view moments. The crash out where he sat there and they supposedly got into it with the guard and everything like that, which actually didn't happen, by the way. So the fans got that one wrong in the paperwork. He actually did not get into it in a physical way with the guard. I know this. So there's that. But also on the point of Bricc, if you were working at Walmart, if you were working anywhere else, could you even have asked, or like, you know, the proper way, asks for advance? No, you'd go over there and you go to a loan department. You would go to, you know, like checking the cash or something like that. You would go to a payday advance in order to do that. See, when people are taking advantage of people, they get upset when they can no longer take advantage of people. It just is what it is. For everybody who's saying, oh, well, No Jumper is still making content off of Bricc, so, you know, blah, blah, blah. Adam could easily say, hey, this is so I get my money back. Hey, he's not coming back for a while. I need my money back because he 8 bands in a hole. You can say that, and then what y'all gonna say? So there's that. But the way that this should have been handled is this. Once Adam decided to allow him to borrow the money, he should have set up a payment plan immediately while that was going on. Should have got on the phone with him and had that conversation, and then that should have immediately took place. After that, that should have been, hey, bro, this is a one-time thing. If you get in trouble, you're on your own. I just want you to know that. Anybody who ever borrowed money from me, I always say this phrase, and I advise you all to say this phrase. I'm only doing this one time. Don't ask again. That's it. After that, boom, no mas. So, nah, man, this is all a business. But Adam did not look at the optics of this at all, because now anybody who has something to say against Adam is literally saying, well, Adam, at one point in time, you said y'all making money. Then Adam put out that we going broke stuff, and now everybody's looking at the views, and for some whatever reason, everybody now is a doggone YouTube analytics pay magician. If Adam owes Bricc money for running content on him, then Adam owes every single person that he's ever spoken about, as far as the news go, money as well, right? But then if that's the case, then also they owe No Jumper promo rates for people even talking about him. So it's here and there, that's where it gets at. And anybody asking, Ceddy Nash, you gonna put money on Brick's books? Nope. Sure ain't doing it. You know why? Because if it was me, I know 1,000,000% Bricc ain't put no money on my books. I'm not gonna fake the phone. It just is what it is. So, is that my homie? Yeah. Is we cool? Yeah, but I ain't never asked Cuz for a penny, and he damn sure better not ever ask me for one. That's still my guy, still my dog. But understand the difference. I know what it is. Y'all think for what it was. So, this is a business end of the day. And Adam messed up when he didn't put a payment plan in there, because now Bricc probably thinking like, nigga, you got it. You got hella money, bro. Man, help me out, bro. We running this. We doing this whole thing, bro. I'm one of the reasons that you helped build your platform back up to prominence, because your numbers was low. It's just the truth. Go back, look at the analytics. The numbers was crazy. Then Adam said, oh, I'm going to work on a new team and stuff like that. And explicitly said, man, look,
nigga, bro.
I helped build him up to prominence and all this stuff in 2 years and stuff like that. Y'all both mutually benefited. It just is what it is. But at the end of the day, bro, business is business. And the businesses don't waste your money on business that can't do business. Do I feel bad for Bricc? Of course. I want Bricc free? Yeah, that's the homie, bro. But all in all, a lot of these cats, man, they got to accept it. A lot of this shit was brought on them. Whether he's innocent or guilty, there's certain things that you should know how to do and how to operate. And at the end of the day, we'll see how it all plans out and pans out. Hopefully Bricc beats his charges and come back, and then they can run the bag. But if he don't, I mean, what's the point of throwing money down the drain? And I know some of y'all, man, you just said you ain't going to give Bricc no money and nothing like that. I'll put some money on Cuz books. But if you think I'm finna give thousands, nigga, I got 4 kids too. 2 households, you feel me? Hey, it is what it is. I own a truck, you feel me? I got business to run. I got businesses, plural. So, hey, don't ask me to do something that I know 1,000,000% wouldn't happen for me. Other than that, man, subscribe to our bell, stay notified, share to keep your people aware. Hey, man, we hit that 250K. Some of y'all can get $250, man. We're going to do it 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Just for whatever reason it is. But, hey, make sure you subscribe today, man. I'll catch you on the next one.
Ceddy Nash. I remember boy had like, I remember this nigga had like, what he had like 20K or something like that, bro. This nigga already had like 300K subs. Shout out my nigga, Ceddy Nash. I thought I was in that stupid ass, lame ass, goddamn Fortnite ass match, bro. Stupid ass game pissing the fuck off, bro. But yeah, bro. We in this bitch, man. So it's not enough space to download. Fuck they mean not enough space, nigga. That nigga fuck Warzone and fuck the Black Ops fucking 6 campaign. I'm trying to play the fucking online, nigga. 108 gigs, bitches, give me that shit, nigga. Fucking goofy. Wanna fucking delete 2K for that shit pissed me off. But alright, I'm gonna catch y'all game W vid, man. So I'm gonna call this bitch fucking reaction. MistLordRx reacts to ceddy Nash breakdown, no jumper. No jumpers fall out, nigga. No jumpers fucking downfall, pretty much. I guess I'll call that hoe. MistLordRx to ceddy Nash. Give his. MistLordRx reacts to ceddy Nash. Break down the downfall of no jumper. Simple. Thank you. I'm out this old MistLordRx out, nigga. Pretty great entertainment chat, boy.